Well, many thanks, Mike Megwin, Broadcasting House. And you got it right. We are here at the Kenyatta International Convention Center where a major meeting is underway. This is the Africa Forward Summit being organized by Kenya and France. Today, more than 20 heads of state and government are here for the culmination of the two-day conference. Remember, we're expecting the Nairobi declaration, which is going to spell out how France is going to engage with Africa going forward. And guess who is on the set this morning with us is government spokesperson, Honorable Isaac Mwaura. I mean, he's been part of the planning process. He's going to help us understand whether everything is going as planned, plus more. Thank you very much indeed, Isaac. I want to hear from you. I mean, yesterday, you know, how would you rate the success of yesterday?
Very, very, very interesting to see the French president running, you know, on our streets, just buttressing our, that niche as the #1 country for marathoners, you know, for athletics, and that was really good. Also, interaction with the youth at the University of Nairobi, the business forum, the commercialization of sports, very, very important, and of course, eventually, the banquet at State House. It's been extremely exciting. I mean, so many heads of states, I mean, you could hear Nairobi was just sirens from one place to another. It's been a great success so far. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even this morning, we just had a forum, at the Serena Hotel about having Africa CDC, Center for Disease Control, because Africa has got 25% of world diseases, yet only we are able to manufacture only 6% of our pharmaceuticals. Very important that we had this conversation with Dr. Diop. Of course, $200 million has been put into that to start that organization. The president spoke very, very eloquently about it, and this is also part of our manifesto, because we said we need to manufacture pharmaceuticals here in Kenya as part of the better plan.
Very good. And yesterday we also saw, a lot of engagement with investors, and one of the most refining investment decision that is yet to be made is Nigerian billionaire and oil magnate Aliko Dangote, saying that he's willing to invest in Kenya's upstream as well as downstream petroleum industry. How do we plan to pick up that one?
It's very, very important because, as you can see, we've really delayed in terms of upstream and downstream. But so far, there are very good prospects. I mean, we have all what it takes, including even, that whole refinery and all of that. So he's welcome, he's welcome, and we are very happy that the president has had conversations with him. And he himself, he's expressed his interest in doing that because he had come, you remember in the fourth administration, he had actually come here to invest. So this is the most opportune moment because the government is putting every measure to ensure that any investor comes and puts their billions of dollars here for the benefit of Kenyans. And you see, now Kenya has oil, South Sudan has oil, Uganda has oil. You see, that whole issue, the issue of gas also from Tanzania, if you go to the port of Mombasa, you see Taifa Gas, they are setting up there. So we really have the opportunity to benefit from our own resources. It's very interesting that we have, oil, but then we import petroleum products. Like right now, the cabinet is considering that agreement, between Kenya and South Sudan on petroleum products so that it can come. It's a G2G. But now, if we have this arrangement that we're able to produce for ourselves, we will not be able to have problems with Strait of Hormuz and all of that because we will be consuming our own oil. And you see very well that the capacity of what we can produce here can actually suffice our market as a country. So it is also leading to self-sufficiency. So you can see the investments of France, Kenya. Also, we have opportunities in terms of the commuter railway. Very, very important here. We have an agreement on ICT, the peaceful use of nuclear energy. Very important because we are starting, an energy plant in Siaya County. Of course, the people of Kilifi, we call upon you to reconsider because that was your best site. But then, of course, there were politics that were involved there. So Kenya needs to move forward in that direction.
Very good.
And also the use of biofuels, in a surprise PPP with Kenya Airways from animal fat and all of that, so that then we are also able to get, jet fuel from our own, our products. Yeah.
I want to hear this. I mean, as a government spokesperson, and I also know that, in other life you are a politician. There are feelings that, France is trying to stage an African comeback after it was expelled or it became unpopular in West of Africa, and they're using Kenya as their launch pad. What is your opinion on this?
Our foreign policy is very clear, and the president has said it very well. Paraphrasing Kwame Nkrumah, we neither look west or east, we look forward. And that is why we are calling for what we call Afro-pragmatism, where we do not engage with bitterness. Pan-Africanism has run its course. It's now to see who is going to be a strategic partner in what. How do we benefit? Kenya will definitely benefit from these partnerships. It's extremely important, and we cannot fail to engage with our development partners on the basis of sentiments. We ourselves are a middle-income economy. We look forward to first world, and you can see Africa is rising. And you cannot say that there are not competitive advantages between Kenya and France that we need to exploit.
Mm-hmm. And when you listen to the French President Emmanuel Macron, I mean, he's very clear. He has a clear strategy of what he wants in Africa. I mean, he wants military cooperations. He wants natural resources. What is Africa looking from France, and more so Kenya? What is our strategy in deepening our ties with France?
So a conference between natural resources, technology, markets. East Africa community has 330 million. But remember, it's not just France alone. It's good I need to explain. We also did a similar engagement with the UK in the 2018, all around the issue of Brexit. So people are looking for markets. We have now 1.5 billion under the AfCOFTA, Africa Free Continental Trade Area. Just this morning, I've engaged the AU Commission Chair and even Musa Faki, the immediate past, and now Mohammed Yusuf. So we have to have a situation where we speak to each other and see areas of collaboration. When a businessman comes here, whether he's from France, whether he's from Germany, we just had a conversation with the EBRD, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Kenya has invested in that. They have projects here. The Italians have also come here. They have actually established their Chamber of Commerce. I mean, Kenya is ready for uptake. And there's a reason why we are the third largest economy in Sub-Saharan Africa, the sixth largest in Africa. There's a reason why. You see, France has the presidency of the G7, the 7 most powerful economies in the world. Kenya is a voice for Africa. Don't you think that's a great thing? And you've seen our president being engaged also by Donald Trump, the president of the U.S., also India recently. We were with the Prime Minister, Musalia Mudavadi, at the Raisina dialogue with Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister. This is an emerging economy. So what are we trying to say, Mr. O'Brien Kimani, is that Kenya is prime, is ripe for business. We have all the parameters. And if you look at across Africa, we stand tall. We have good English, we have good weather, we have good infrastructure, we have very developed financial systems, and that is how our people are going to benefit. Very
good. Before I'll also let you go, because I know you also need to get into the plenary where the meeting is almost starting now, I want to hear this from you. I mean, we saw on Sunday the meeting between President William Ruto and his French counterpart, signing about 11 documents ranging from a railway system to aviation to maritime. And the question then comes, how then do we follow through to ensure that these are not just signings on paper, but they mature into real concept?
So there are different levels. There are MOUs. Those, at the point of MOU, then you can see it's advanced, but quite a number of them are statements of intent. So it's exploration on how we can work together, in those fields that you talked about, the blue economy and all of that. So that will be followed through. That's why we're having this cooperation, going forward. So they will be followed through. Some of them are mature investments. For example, the commuter railway, line 5, that from all the way from JKIA, that is already well on course, So it's not just hula baloo. We have what it takes to ensure that they mature and to fruition to the benefit of ourselves, because we must first look at ourselves before you look at any other consideration.
Very good. Isaac, thank you very much indeed for passing by and, of course, for talking to us. We'll keep on following through on some of these commitments so that we ensure that we develop this country.
Thank you very much. Let's be patriotic.
Yes.
Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itanawiri kwa umoja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo, J.